So next, what I'd like to do is introduce Ben Cadranel, who is our development officer in undergraduate education. And some of you have had the opportunity to meet Ben. Ben had a couple of brainstormings with the FirstGen faculty community, so maybe you were able to go to those. But Ben's job, half-time, he's with us half-time, he's with the Cosmos program half-time, is really to try to figure out how we can engage our donors and our potential donors in helping our students succeed on this campus. And so he's in UE, but his job is much bigger than UE. It's really about the students. And we've asked him to talk a little bit about what's going on with first generation fundraising initiatives so that you have a brief update.
Really excited to be here. Don't want to start off this, talk confrontationally, but I personally think I have the best job in the world. No offense to any of you all. It really meets at the intersection for me of my passion and my purpose to promote social justice through education, to provide opportunities for students to really reach their fullest potential. As development director, I get the opportunity to work with all of you, with staff and students, to really make a fundamental difference on this campus. So I take that with me everywhere I go. The past 6 months since I started in April has really been one of tremendous learning and opportunity for me. I've taken the past 6 months to really be a part of the conversation and really an active listener in the conversation. And in that process, I've had more conversations than I can count. But from our 2 faculty feedback sessions that Carolyn had mentioned, to meetings with donors and corporate executives, to meetings with peer advising counselors, and group discussions with financial aid, and even my wife, who was a first-gen Aggie herself, who transferred here to UC Davis in 2008, and everything in between, I suppose. My focus has been to listen, to understand, to ask questions, to take notes, and to engage you all. And as I synthesize these conversations, several important themes have kind of stood out to me and have played out both in terms of the faculty interactions I've had and with the donor interactions I've had. Some of those, for instance, would be that FirstGen touches every corner of this campus. There's not, if we're looking at 43% of our incoming students this year, it's really a fundamental question of UC Davis. And we know that the faculty instruction and mentorship is really the most direct and effective path to influence student success. They're in your classrooms every day. That's the only mandatory place they actually have to be, if I recall from my undergraduate days. Second would be the students, our first-gen students, they need a running start, and that includes transfer students. We all know the course system is incredibly rapid-paced. It's a very distinct thing, and students, that runway for students to succeed is short, and so we need to take advantage of that opportunity. The third thing that I'm learning from my conversations from donors and faculty alike is that students need to feel a sense of community, that they're not the only ones walking this path, and that there are many others just like them that have walked the path before them and who are currently walking the path with them. And I guess the last one, and it's by no means an exhaustive list, certainly, but the issues of diversity, access, and opportunity and mentorship are really vital to student success. And the best way for me to help portray that to our external constituents, our donors and such, is through our stories. Your stories, our student stories, are really the best method for me to communicate the kind of impact that we have here on campus. So from these conversations, from these efforts, we've really worked hard to coalesce these ideas into something that we would call development, right? Something we would fundraise for. Something to get donors excited about. And we've done that by creating development materials with my partners over in communications, Sharon over here, and everybody else's support along the way to really take these words and put them into something that I can portray externally, from vision statements to storyboards to case plans, including several pilot proposals that we have in process currently. And so with this material in hand, I'm equipped. I'm going and I'm talking to donors, and I'm explaining with all the passion that I have. I'm telling them the great things that are going on this campus, what you all are doing on a daily basis to impact student success, and and really to identify or express the needs of our faculty and the needs of our students, so that I can help accelerate the process for us all. Essentially, development money is new money. It's money that hasn't been here on campus before, so it really can make a huge difference in accelerating some of these programs that we're pursuing. And really, when I'm talking to donors, the thing that they want to understand, they want communicated to them, especially if I'm going to bring them to make a gift to campus, is really what's the impact going to be. I think that's a big word. There's a buzzword that gets played about a lot in my conversations. But what is the impact? They want to see the impact around the access and opportunity through mentorships and through community. They want to see how these things play out in real time. And part of that is through the data story. They want to know that about the stories of us being driven, by the desire to improve academic success on campus and improve persistence and completion on campus. And so all of our stories, they accumulate to tell that, whether it's through data or whether it's through our own anecdotal stories. And so it's a really important piece of what I do. And so that's why it was so important for me to really just listen, do a lot of listening along this way, because without that, I really can't convey what you all are feeling on a day-to-day basis, what our students are feeling on a day-to-day basis, and what you all need to push the envelope moving forward. So what does that all translate to? In terms of development opportunities, we're working across campus. And so really we collaborate across campus, and everything that we do at Undergraduate Education, just like FirstGen Initiative, it impacts every corner of campus. But what we found is that there's an intersection with our donors that they're expressing a great interest in supporting things like our summer pre-matriculation and preparatory programs for every student, full scale, right? Every FirstGen student who comes in needs that running start. These are things that are of interest to them. There's an interest in allowing students to have opportunities to produce knowledge and understand how knowledge is produced here on campus. Through either their FirstGen seminars, first-year seminars, working on proposals around our second-year component, what that might look like. But really, how do we allow students, how do faculty engage students in that learning process, and how can students engage faculty in that process? There's a lot of interest around supporting faculty engagement with students around research opportunities in labs, career and internship opportunities, mentorships, and new classroom innovations. How are we doing things in the classroom nowadays? Is it the same? I don't think so, right? Things are constantly evolving, right? We're always changing as human beings. And so what does that look like today? I know what it looked like when I was a student, when my wife was a student. What does that look like today? And lastly, I guess perhaps most fundamentally, but is this need to reduce those financial barriers for students, right? How do we just get rid of those barriers that would prevent students from taking part in the summer research opportunity or the internship opportunity, or alleviate the need to have to work the second job, or whatever that case would be that would prevent that student from engaging in your classroom a little bit more. And donors really understand that for our students to be successful, they've got to hit the ground running. They need access to those opportunities, and they need and they know that the faculty play an outsized role in all of that. So, as I wrap up my remarks, I just want to remind you all that there really is a secret sauce to development. There's a secret sauce to it. I'm going to tell you the secret. Just look in your chairs. Is you. You guys are the secret sauce. Okay, it's your stories, your vision, your purpose, your impact that you have on our students. Those are the things that inspire people to action. Okay? You're the reason why students come here to Davis, and ultimately why donors will decide to make a gift to Davis. And I really just want to encourage you all to share your story freely and widely to people like me and to whoever will listen, because they really do inspire. And so I want to leave you all that those stories are going to be essential for me to continue this mission for all of you. So thank you.